Taking a position just before earnings is always going to be a gamble, as no one knows how the market is going to react to a specific stock's earnings. However, I took this position on Netflix yesterday, which was a double diagonal. If you are going to trade earnings, this is one of the few strategies that can be very effective. Yesterday, Netflix reported earnings, and as we can see, there was a major gap down, and the stock has since then been brought up intraday. When I opened the position yesterday, it was in the afternoon time here, Eastern time, so it was about 2 p.m. Eastern time is when I opened this position. Now, the reason this position caught my eye is because of how high the implied volatility was, and on top of that, the gamma exposure profile for today. I shared this in the Quant Trading app Discord saying I'm running this Netflix earnings double diagonal. This is exactly what it looked like at the points in which I had opened the position. The trade currently looks like this. Now, I'm out the trade, so I decided to just do this YouTube video to go over some of the risk associated with this type of strategy, as well as what to look out for if you're going to run it again in the future. The first thing that caught my eye is how high the implied volatility was. So as we can see right here, today's expiration had an implied volatility yesterday of practically 200%, but next week, Friday's expiration had an implied volatility of 77%. Now, those are manual numbers that I put in straight from Thinkorswim, so they come from right here. As we can see, today's expiration, there's only an hour left, or 52 minutes left in the market open, and the implied volatility is 107. Let's just call it 100. And for next week, we can see it has dropped down to about 40%. When I opened the position, next week had a 77% implied volatility. So both expirations implied volatility is going to drop, and that's what's going to happen after earnings. As a matter of fact, pretty much all of the expirations are going to have a drop in implied volatility, and that's going to hurt a strategy like a double diagonal. The thing is, when the implied volatility is so high, so in this case here, it's more than 2 times higher next week's expiration. So if this is 80, we'll say, multiply that by 2, that puts it at 160. This being close to 200% is still 2 times higher than next week. So when we run a double diagonal, we are essentially shorting this week's expirations. Now, I really was happy when I saw this trade just because it was a Friday expiration and yesterday was a Thursday, which means I was going to get the results the next day. I hate running double diagonals and having to sit in them for 3 days, 4 days, waiting for the earnings, to eventually report, because what's going to happen is you're going to see a P&L pretty much doing nothing, and you can have X amount of capital in this position. Now, I didn't run it pretty big. I only ran with 5 lots just because commissions, and I don't really trade these smaller stocks. When I mean smaller, a price of $68, I would have to get something like 30, 40 contracts, and 40 times 4 is going to be a lot of commission. So I just ran 5. It was just a little way to just bring in some extra, profit to end off the week with a position that I had really high conviction in. On top of that, I chose my strike prices because of the gamma exposure. So 70 and 80, when I took a look at the gamma exposure profile yesterday, for today, this is essentially what it looked like. So as you guys can see here, this is the timestamp, which is just before 2 p.m. So that's when I was doing my analysis. It took me about 10, 15 minutes or so to decide, what type of position I was going to run. But you can see here that there was this spike at 70, and then there was also this spike at 80 for the AG, which is the absolute gamma. I liked these 2 strike prices here. This one caught my attention, obviously at 78, but I rounded it up to 80. And then I also liked that it had this little spike here. I pretty much saw this as, hey, Netflix is pretty much just going to be within this range after earnings. Now, one person might say, if I think it's going to be in the middle here, wouldn't I be concerned with the valley in between? What can happen? So again, this was when the trade was open. This is what it looked like. I turned the real time off, so that's why this is not refreshing. It is essentially frozen. I think I froze it right after the market closed and Netflix reported earnings. But you guys can see this is what it looked like. The same thing when I shared it in the Discord. It looked like this. There was no valley in between. As the implied volatility gets sucked out of the position for next week as well as this week, this is what creates this valley. However, it takes all day for this valley to get greater and greater. In other words, at the start of the day here today, let me just go to next week's expiration, for example. Let's just boost back up the implied volatility. As we know, it was closer to 75. And then, around here. So this is what we're looking at. Now, as the market opens today, the implied volatility immediately takes a hit. But even if it takes a hit of, call it 10, 15, 20% or so right away, let's just say Netflix did not move, you guys can see that there's not really much risk associated with this. Even if you're in 10 lots or so, you're talking about being down $10. So when I'm structuring the trade, I'm accounting for the implied volatility drop, and we don't know how low it's going to go. But let's just say it gets cut in half. It goes from 75 to even something like like 40 or something like that, or even 30. This is a crazy drop. As we can see, this is not really something that would happen, but you can use that as a gauge for your risk. Say, hey, if implied volatility gets dropped in half and the stock stays exactly where it is, am I comfortable being down that much? And if you're not, then you know you're in a position size that's too large. So as we just reset this, let me just refresh the page, and we see here, in other words, the max loss this position would have been down, even if we're hovering around here, would have been 50 bucks right now times the 5 lots in which I was in. So about $250, which is not something that was of much concern. Again, this is exactly how much I was in, 5 lots, and I am out of the position. I closed it today, obviously, before starting to record this video. I'm pointing out the things that I look for. Now, the quant trading app levels also had let me know that 2 sigma was down here, but this is the buy zone. This is where Netflix was. So 70 was also confluence. So I had high conviction that it was going to go to at least 70 or potentially 78. So these 2 strike prices caught my attention. I know Netflix is a stock that does like to move pretty well on earnings, as it generally does. It's not a stock that stays stuck, especially after it's been consolidating all week. This made me excited. So it's the consolidation all week, the really high IV, the gamma exposure levels. It was just, it just looked like it was just asking to be opened. So essentially, as soon as the market opened here, I just shared this 33 minutes into the market open. This is what the position looked like. So we can see that the valley was not that low. This position was probably down, in between here is probably about $15, $20 was the drawdown if Netflix had not moved. And the position was up 59% at the open. So this was a nice little easy way to bring in some P&L, to kind of start off the day. If you take the profit at the beginning of the day, depending on what you do with these types of trades is up to you. I'm just kind of showcasing a strategy that you can run around earnings that is less risky, essentially showing you guys an alternative to even a long volatility strategy like a strangle or a straddle, in which you're buying an at-the-money call or put, or an out-the-money call or put, trying to achieve the same thing. You take on a lot more risk with those types of positions, as it's going to require more capital, but you also need a bigger move to happen. This didn't need that much of a big move to happen to be profitable. And then on top of that, as you can see, if the stock does not make a big move, you're not taking on that much risk if it stays stuck relative to a straddle or a strangle. And obviously, if you take a directional trade, and let's just say you just buy calls and then the stock goes down, then you just lose completely on those calls, and the same thing vice versa. Obviously, the risk to reward will be massive if you just bought the puts and the stock does make the move in your direction, but you're still going to suffer the IV crush even if you are right on the direction and you need a really big move. The double diagonal is a little bit of a sweet spot in which you are long a put and you're a long a call, but you're short a put and you're short a call, and you're shorting the strikes that are further out the money. So you're collecting a credit here that is reducing the cost of the trade, but at the same time, you're offering a little bit of a buffer to have your long call or your long put be in the money. And that creates a desirable risk profile and a desirable situation to be in. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're new here, and let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this one. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.